felt strange. When the light caught your hair, for a moment you seemed her perfect likeness.
Whose likeness?
Why, Lady Galadriel's, of course.
Oh, we're getting closer. Galadriel's gonna peg Sauron. Howdy all, I'm Adam the Renaissance Nerd, and welcome back to my review of Rings of Power Season 2. We're on episode 5, and good lord, nothing happened. It's about 55 minutes of blah, 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 blah. Let's have people with plot armor be protected. I mean, that's there's two major problems with this episode this week. One is, of course, lore breaking, as always, but the lore breaking takes the form of not so much egregious, horrible lore breaks like we saw last week, but it's the time crunch lore break, where they're having things happen really rapidly. And also there are other things, of course, where the rings aren't being used properly, characters are misbehaving, all that kind of stuff. But these events are so out of order, so whack, that they are just wrong. Completely and totally wrong. Events in Numenor. We're back to make Numenor great again. And some glorious crap there. We've got the dwarves have their new power. They're going to make Khazad-dûm great again. We got make great again everywhere. They're so subtle with their political ideology stooped in there. What they don't like. It's not subtle at all. Then we, of course, have the goings on in Eregion, because we have to make sure that we get our queer baiting in, as well as I told you a moment ago in the intro clip, we're setting the stage. We're going to get Galadriel and Sauron pegging in a tree. KISS on somebody's BUMD. I don't know what that means anymore, but hey, I'm kind of riffing in here. Anyway, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through Make Numenor Great Again. We're going to talk about the dwarves, and then we're going to talk about Eregion. All the while, I'm going to try and make this entertaining for you, because I sure as hell was not entertained watching this god-awful show.
Captain.
Let us begin with Make Numenor Great Again! Okay, it's after the events of the crowning ceremony. Looks like Pharazôn, now Al-Pharazôn, was crowned king off camera. He's standing on a balcony or in a hall or whatever with his son, Pharazôn Jr., who's going to be made the villain of the episode when it comes to this, where he's talking about, long ago, when the elves built this tower that you could see Valinor from, when I looked out there, I could see it, and I know they made us look through that tower to see the undying lands, to know that they were immortal and were nothing but mortal men. What can mortal men do? Well, mortal men can be an allegory for Orange Man, apparently. Anyway, so Make Numenor Great Again, Pharazôn is now beginning his plans. And he tells his son a couple of things. First of all, he says, in regards to the whole, we want to get to Valinor, basically setting the grounds for the actual lore of how Numenor was jealous of the immortality of the elves, and they wanted to get out there, and they thought if they get to Valinor, they could take it for themselves. Problem is, Sauron must be present for the corruption of Numenor and Al-Pharazôn, who they didn't, by the way, have marry Blind Chick. He actually marries her and does dastardly deeds to her when in order to gain control. This one, she's just trapped in her tower in a moment, shipping for her in Elendil. We'll get to that in a moment. So he tells Sonny Boy that, okay, we need to make ourselves immortal again, but we have to get there. And the son, for a second, looks like he's going to be a voice of reason for Make Numenor Great Again, Pharazôn. And Sonny Boy Jr. says, but Dad, you have the scepter. Isn't that enough? No, my boy, I must make Middle-earth great again by obtaining the immortality of the elves. Don't you get that? And now, this is really weird. Make Numenor great again, Al-Pharazôn looks at Sonny Boy and says, you know what? When you were sucking on your mom's titty when you were a baby, she had a prophecy. She had a premonition that you were going to die. It sounds like, what? Wait. Why would you tell me this? Why? I mean, well, not so much why would you tell me this. Why would you tell me this and then a second later not tell me how? That's the thing. He tells his boy, Mommy, while you were sucking on her titty, said you're going to die a horrible death. And I'm not going to tell you. But I will tell you if you succeed in being my goon, my thug that's going to go out there and basically put the boot on the neck of the Queen loyalists out there. This is just the dumbest fucking writing in the world. This is ridiculous. It makes no sense. Why? You set up your son to be a horrible person because he's afraid of dying, so you won't tell him why he's going to die or how he's going to die. So he's going to do bad things that nearly get him killed in order to learn how he's going to die. Bravo, writers, bravo. So Sonny Boy's going to go off, and he's going to try and succeed in the task for Alfarazon. He's going to now be stripping all the Queen's Guard of their stuff. Before that, we have a moment in the Queen's Tower where these goddamn writers of the show, they're shipping weirdos. Listen, I'm all for good romance. I love me a good romance. I am a goddamn hopeless romantic deep down in my black little nerd heart. I love characters getting together and doing stuff. I like the journey there. I like the end result. And I like a little bit afterwards how it fares out. Here's the thing, though. These idiots just want... They admitted it when the season started. We're shippers at heart. We're going to ship all these characters so they can F each other. That's what they want to do. So they have the Queen with very, very big shipping mojo going on with Elendil. And they have this weird conversation of... Oh, Elendil, I need you to be strong. You need to tell the people not to rebel. But why? You are the Queen. We can rise up. We can stop Alfarazon. But no, because I touched the Palantir. You touched the Palantir. And when you touched the Palantir, what did you see? I saw myself, my queen, with your hand on my chest. I saw myself riding away from city, not knowing where I'm going. And she goes, oh, no. Oh, no, you saw a different vision. All I saw was our doom, which means things have changed. The future is in motion. And we're going to have to save ourselves, and you cannot rebel. You must, Alfarazon, with my hand on your chest, because I want to jump you right now, because the writers are weirdo shippers. I can't do a bit anymore. I can't. I've had enough of it. It's really stupid how they want us to feel like these two are going to get together. Some sort of weird tease, but they're not. They're not. As I said a little bit ago, she should be getting bent over the bed unwillingly by Alfarazon right now. That's how it goes in the lore. That's how it happened. And the corruption should be beginning because Sauron is there, but no Sauron. So she's going to say, don't do it because you need to preserve the future where things aren't going to be destroyed, not realizing that people will see different things in the Palantir. It's anyway, and not. I don't even know where to go with it. Fuck the Palantir. Fuck this whole storyline. This retarded goddamn fan fiction is what it is. This shit didn't happen. And it keeps going. Elendil's going to now go into town and see that all the Sea Guard are being stripped because they're Queen loyalists. And his daughter, Big Tits Sister McGee, who once again has her goods wrapped up tight in a toga. We see nothing. We get nothing. That chick has tits almost bigger than my head, and we get nothing. She's going to be revealing her reasons now for turning on her father and the Queen because the Palantir didn't save her brother. That's why she went make Numenor great again. That's why she did it. So she got a promotion, and she's in charge of this with Sonny Boy taking everything away, and she yells at her father about trusting elven crap and this and that, and he now rejects her, says, don't you be blasphemous, basically, and he's going to turn in his sword and his emblems and all that shit, and as he goes away, everybody's going to go, hey, Captain, we're with you. And Sonny Boy's like, he's not your captain anymore. And they all defiantly go, Captain, my captain, Captain, my captain, we salute you. We salute you in every which way we can. Sorry, wrong group. and as he walks away, Big Tits Sister McGee, who has her big tits wrapped up in a toga so we can't see them, goes to old friend of Isildur and her and says, I can get you your job back. I can get it for you. We've been the oldest friends in the world. He goes, no, I cannot do that. My honor does not allow it. I'm going to be stern and walk away. And then they continue on. When we come back later on, we got Elendil, an old friend. They're at some shrine. The oldest shrine in Numenor, apparently. And they're all doing some sort of, I guess, candle out to sea vigil for the dead. And of course, it's like, oh, Isildur, I know you're dead, even though Isildur has no way to die because that never freaking happened. He never had a beam fall on him, and somehow Shelob dragged him all the way to a cave miles and miles away without anybody noticing. Somehow that happened, and here we are now pretending he's dead. Now they're all going to pray a bit, and here comes Sonny Boy and some soldiers in their moob armor. And Sonny Boy says, hey, everybody, get the hell out. We're bulldozing this shit for a new aqueduct. You got to get the hell away. Because remember last episode, Isildur and Theo, without his badass teenage mustache, had to learn about Numenorian aqueducts? Oh, hey, we're following up on that little bit, guys. Isn't that great writing? Anyway, so Sonny Boy Jr. Farazan's going to say, hey, everybody, get the hell out. And, of course, Elendil and old friend is going to be like, no, you can't. And some old dude doesn't want to go. I have to protect the statue, the relic, because she can't shed her tears for the dead if she's taken away. And the Sonny Boy and his goons are going to rough up the old man. Elendil steps in and says, no, listen. Just give me the relic, we'll go. So Sonny Boy takes the relic, handles it, and predictably, you knew it's coming a mile away, breaks it. And that causes old friend to go in front of him and basically pick a fight. They start a fight, and it ends up as them tussling. Sonny Boy almost drowns him. And for a moment, I did actually feel the tension. I gotta be truthful. I'm objective, I'm truthful. I felt the tension because I realized what was coming. And this is the biggest problem with this section of the episode. And it proves what I started with last week by calling plot armor Isildur, plot armor Isildur. It proves this right here now. Elendil is plot armor, all right? Al-Farazon is plot armor. Even Queenie has some plot armor. These are the characters in Numenor that is plot armor. So here we have Elendil with his plot armor. Nothing can happen to him in this instance. Nothing at all. Because we know his fate. He gets killed by Sauron in Mordor at the end of the War of the Last Alliance. That's his end game. So he doesn't interfere. So he doesn't challenge Sonny Boy Farazon. So in his place, we have old friend challenging Sonny Boy Farazon. So old friend beats the crap eventually out of Sonny Boy Farazon. But you know something's going to go wrong because they nearly drown him, as I said. And he gets up after Elendil says, hey, just give you a rest, dude. My dude, stop. It's okay. We can let it go. And Sonny Boy, hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. All right, Captain. And as I showed you in the transition clip, suddenly gets stabbed from behind. No. He dies in Elendil's hands. Sonny Boy killed him. And it's ridiculous because what we have here is a simple fact of made-up fanfic characters created to die to create false emotion because you can't actually do anything to the real Tolkien lore characters who have appointments with death down the line in the lore. Very simple. That's the culmination of this whole part of the episode. At some point also, Farazon was going to touch the Palantir, and we didn't actually see it happen. And there you go. That's Make Numenor Great Again. Bad writing. Creating characters to die in the place of other characters to create fake emotion is bad writing. It's terrible. But it gets even worse as now we get to go back to make Khazad-dûm great again.
What is it?
You took it off.
What is it? What have you done with it?
It's there, sire. You took it off. You said your hand was feeling heavy.
We're done with making Numenor great again for a little while, so let's make Khazad-dûm great again. We return to the Dwarven city where Durin III has picked up his Ring of Power from the other set of Rings of Power costume jewelry. It really all does look like costume jewelry. It's terrible. He puts it on, and suddenly he has the ability to, I guess, see stone. That's how he describes it later on. I can see the veins. I can see everything. He goes to where they're trying to dig for a shaft of light, and after fondling the rock a little bit, says, we're going to dig right here, proceeds to then pickaxe his way to the surface, and man, that is really close to the surface. Wow. Are you telling me that they couldn't figure out that they were literally just 10 feet away from sunlight over at a certain section of that little tunnel there? These are dwarves. They're master miners, master engineers. This is retarded. It shows how stupid this whole concept of the ring can give me the ability to smell and taste the stone. It was 10 feet away. He hit one spot to make another spot open up. You tell me they didn't figure out they could have found a way to keep chiseling at that part up in the roof, in the ceiling? This is dumb. It makes no sense. Anyway, now everybody's very happy. We got sunlight. We're going to make everything grow. And then the sunlight's back, and we have Durin III giving his own Make Khazad-dûm Great Again speech. The surface world, the surface world, they have to bow to the whims of the sun and to this. But we here dwarves who live in the earth and under the stone, we make the sun come to us. Retarded. They're going to be rambling on a bit. Eventually, there's going to be a scene where they're going to go off to Eregion, but we'll leave that for the Eregion section of the review here. We get a moment of, here's Disa once again browbeating Durin IV about, we have to be careful of the ring. Suddenly, Disa is wary of the ring. She was the one pushing for it last episode, or when we were last with the dwarves. She was the one saying, we need the rings, we need the rings. Durin III was forcefully saying, we don't want the rings. Disa, we need the rings. Durin, we don't need the rings. Disa, we need the rings. And suddenly Disa, I have a bad feeling about the rings. I have a bad feeling about the rings. You know why? You know why she has a bad feeling about the rings? Because it stole her mojo. It stole her lightning. Stole her thunder, however you want to say it. The rings can now sense the sunlight and everything else, all the veins of precious metals and precious gems, precious ore. They could sense all of that, and suddenly the bullshit fanfic singing to the stone is now irrelevant. And that's why she feels bad, because suddenly she ain't special no mo. She ain't special. So she feels bad and scary inside. Meanwhile, when they go shopping, she needs to bully Durin some more to make him give her money so she can buy an overly expensive piece of rock for their kid's birthday. But then she drops it. And then you have this forced comedy bullshit as she winds her way through the crowd. Oh, you just kicked it. Oh, I almost have it. Oh, and then it rolls into the darkness. So the rock rolls down endless tunnels, I would guess, probably bouncing a few times but not breaking, until it stops in a cavern. In a cavern. And Disa finds it. And I just want to point this out, that this cavern looks eerily like where Gollum and Bilbo are going to have their test of riddles. It looks kind of like that, the way Peter Jackson presented it in the Hobbit trilogy. Huh? Remember riddles? Remember Gollum and Bilbo? Well, Disa can't quite see it, so Disa goes, "Argh!" singing, and then she ripples everything, and then she sees it. Oh, there you are! Picks it up, but then suddenly she gets a bad feeling about this. And something rumbles back at her, the Balrog. And she gets all afraid. Drops the stone, and the stone breaks. That's what breaks the stone. Not rolling and bouncing down who knows how many twists, turns, and small drops. She just drops it, and suddenly it breaks. That makes no sense. But now we have the problem. The Balrog is here. The Balrog is here about hundreds of years too early. Because we come back to Durin III, as he is now demanding that they they delve deeper. They delve deeper into the mines of Moria, where they're going to discover things that once upon a time when he had his sane mind, we're going to get into that in a second, he said, no, let's not do it. And here now is where, once again, I will question the competency of those in charge of this show. First of all, as I showed you in the transition clip, Durin the Third took off his ring but didn't realize it and suddenly accuses his dude there, his seneschal, maybe, I don't know, his seneschal of taking the ring. Oh no, he's got ring paranoia. He's been wearing this thing for what? A week maybe? Maybe 2? And ring paranoia set in already? Really? That thing's corrupting him at breakneck speed. All right? Breakneck speed. And he now says he threatens the guy, but says, oh no, I'll take the ring. And then, as I said, he's talking about how there's the depths of the mountain never seen before. Says there's gold veins we never got to. Whoop, hold up, problem. To quote Gandalf, the riches of Moria were not in gems and precious metals, but in mithril. That was it Gimli or Gandalf? It's one of the two. Mithril is the treasure of Moria, Khazad Dûn, not gold and other precious metals. That was what really was big and awesome down there. And they're apparently not mining the Mithril. They're just they need to dig deeper for the other stuff, which is what eventually wakes up the Balrog. But no, the Balrog woke up last season and has been sitting around, probably jerking off in the shadows until now Diesel went and woke it up again. I don't know. So Durin the Third's going to come in and he's going to say, wait, we can't do any of this. Diesel went, and she said there's a big thing that went right back at her, so we can't do that because Diesel went, and something went, and there's a great evil in the shadow down there. And then Durin the Third goes, okay, whatever, we're going to be rich. Yay! Stupid. So now I'm going to include this here because it's more a Dwarven thing than an Eregion thing. During the Eregion segment, when they're arguing about ring making, or after the new ring revelation, Durin will have interrupted Celebrimbor and Anatar Sauron having a little tiff. And Celebrimbor is going to go out and talk to Durin, and Durin is now going to complain that the ring is corrupting my father. It's corrupting him. We have to stop it. And of course, Celebrimbor is going, no. The rings are perfect. It's perfect. They're my greatest work. They're not bad at all. Don't worry. Of course, now the seed is planted in Celebrimbor's mind that there's a problem with the rings. During this point, Durin the Third has summoned representatives of the other Dwarven kingdoms. And they got there fast, man. Man, the representative from Erebor, man, they must have hauled Dwarven ass over those hundreds of miles between Khazad Dûn and Erebor. Wow, man. Boom, he just got there quick as a cat. And of course, I have to note this. Man, that is one black dwarf right there. That dude must be living in a southern kingdom where them dwarves ain't underground. They're roaming the sands. Because you don't get that kind of melanin in your skin tone unless you are up in the sun. Your family does not spend hundreds of years, thousands maybe even, underground in a dwarven kingdom, and you're that black. That ain't happening. It's not right. Biology's a thing, even in Lord of the Rings. Anyway, one of the stupid representatives tries to take one of the rings, and Durin goes, "That's not for you. That's not for you. That's for your leader. You no take. You bring your leader here. I give him ring." I don't know why they're Asian all of a sudden. Don't ask me that. Anyway, so when Durin comes back to confront his father, who just keeps wanting to make Khazad Dûn great again, he tries to tell him, "You're not greedy. This isn't you. You can't do this." And he says, "Guess what, son? You're prince again. Yeah, I'm going to shut you up by giving your rank back." And Durin just takes it. And he just takes it. And he goes back to see Deeza, who starts complaining, "Oh my God, we can't do this. We can't do this. I went, and so went, and it was bad." And Durin says, "I'm Prince again." And she goes, "No! You can't be Prince because something went me." And she says, "I want you to promise you'll never put the ring on." And he goes, "I promise." Because guess what? There's a good chance she'll put the ring on. We all want her to put the ring on. Please. That'll be so much fun. All right, let's go deal with queer baiting in Eregion now, shall we?
We find men we can trust. The wisest, the most noble, the purest of heart, from Numenor to Rune. We identify 9 ring bearers of the 9 greatest mortal kingdoms. 9.
Like sands through the hourglass, these are the days of Eregion. Eregion, lots of queer baiting, lots of shipping, lots of obnoxiously inserted shit to make you member. We start off with Celebrimbor giving a big old speech. "We've done great things. I am so awesome because I brought us together with the dwarves. We worked together. We made the 7 rings, and now the dwarves are saved. I'm so awesome. I'm even more awesome because we're going to work together to do something else great. We're going to make things great. We're going to make Khazad-dûm great again. We're going to make Eregion great again. We're awesome." And as he introduces the Seneschal, I think it's the Seneschal from Khazad-dûm. Man, now I got to give credit. I forget who said it on Mordor Country last weekend. Mordor Country, 8:30 p.m. Eastern every Saturday while this shit's going on. I forget who it was. Somebody said, when I asked the question about the using the mithril to write the rune stuff on the tablet, they said, hey, they're probably going to use that to do the Doors of Durin. Well, guess what? Doors of Durin, that is right. Member, speak, friend, and enter. Member, they have to give him the speech. This is a work between elves and dwarves. Look, and only a secret password known to everybody's gonna get in there. And of course I was thinking, so the secret password, and well, I guess Sauron's right there, so he knows what it is. He's gonna know what it is. Maybe that's how the goblins get into Moria. Anyway. So after all that, Celebrimbor is busy patting himself on the back while Anatar Sauron, looking pretty sour, wandered off to the balcony to stare out at the sky. And I gotta say one thing now. Charlie Vickers, Halbrand, Sauron, Anatar, I don't know who told him that if you're now... When he was Halbrand, he at least had some emotion. As Anatar, he just is stoic and his face never changes. He never emotes. Somebody should have told him the thing about Anatar, the Lord of Gifts, is that he's supposed to be fair and sweet and very convincing and very guileful and able to just sweet talk you with a silver tongue dipped, well, I'll say it in mithril. But no, he just stands there and blandly says things all the time and is now even very petulant. And I know, it's just Anatar Sauron playing mind games because here comes Celebrimbor. Why? I spoke too long. We're standing out here in our queer baiting moment where we have our moment alone, and even though I want to kiss you, you're not going to kiss me because you're into Galadriel. He says, I spoke too long, but I had to do it. Sauron says, but I told you not to. But it's okay. It's a lover's spat. Don't worry. You'll get over it. Celebrimbor tries to walk away, saying, well, let's go celebrate. We'll talk about other things later. And essentially right now, Sauron's going to bring up, we need to make more rings. We need to make 9 rings for men. Celebrimbor doesn't want to hear it because he's just been rejected about having a kiss on the balcony. No, I don't want to talk about men. Men are bad on their own. No. But then here comes Sauron, and here comes the silver tongue dipped in mithril and other God knows what, and convinces him we need to find the best of the best from here to Rune. We need to find men of honor who are heroes, who can carry the rings and do great things. We have to offset the Dwarven rings. We have to offset them. Why? Oh, well, don't worry about that. I'll tell you that later. So Celebrimbor doesn't want to talk about it. He's going to brush him off and go back to party. Later on, Celebrimbor thinking he's won because Sauron has now said, I'm going to go make the rings myself. I don't need you. I'm going to take your team, your very diverse team. We're going to make some more rings. Check out that fade. Check out that high and tight fade. It's glorious. Don't you understand how glorious that is? It's so diverse and representative. So they've been trying to make more rings, and Celebrimbor didn't want to help. And suddenly, there's a problem down there. Shit's floating. Oh my God, it's possessed. We need an exorcist. No, we don't. Celebrimbor quickly figures out that they done something with the ring, and it's not him, but it's not the spirits. Praise Jesus, it's not the spirits. In fact, it is his hot assistant. Yeah, she's cute. She's cute, and she's hiding some goods under that thick dress. We saw it last time she was in the series. I pointed it out. I'm consistent. I like boobs. Anyway, she put on one of the new rings that they were trying to resize, and guess what? It made her invisibles. And while she was in there, she saw stuff. Oh, my Lord! I saw the devil! I saw the devil! He had fire and horns and brimstone, and darkness was everywhere. Basically, that's what she says. In fact, she saw Sauron, but didn't realize she was looking right at him. Says, he must have still been here. Doesn't realize you were staring right at him. So she put the ring on, and now we're setting the stage for how the One Ring makes people invisible, which I'm pretty sure Tolkien never explained why the One Ring makes anybody but Sauron go invisible. I'm putting it out there. I've never heard or seen an explanation for that, okay? But now she went to the in-between world and saw shit, and Celebrimbor's going, no, we can't do this. Like, what did you do? Sauron says, oh, we just put a little more mithril in there. What? You can't do that. You have to... And then he stops himself from explaining how not to make it screw up. And he says, we can't do this because while they're talking, here comes the page that I mentioned to tell him that Durin the Third is here. Fourth. I always do that. I don't know why. Well, there shouldn't be two Durins. One Durin at a time. That Durin the Fourth is there to see him. So Celebrimbor is going to go off. And then you got a moment where you got Sauron and Hot Assistant sitting there talking about, well, you're very good to have gone to the in-between and not lost your mind. But you have to understand, this is going to be rough going because Celebrimbor, he's had some problems. He's diminished after working on the other rings. And she's all, thank you. What can we do? We have to help him. And at this point now she's going, oh, thank you. I saw these things, and I'm so glad you're here. And then he looks at her. You saw it in the transition clip. You know what, for a second? You looked like Guy Ladriel. She's going to peg me one day. And she's all flattered and shit. Now, here's the thing. In my opinion, honest, red-blooded male who's horny all the time opinion, this chick is way hotter than Morfydd Clark. She's hotter. She has an actual body underneath that dress. She has a nice face. And she doesn't have resting bitch face, okay? So this chick's hotter than Morfydd Clark. So I would be insulted if you said I looked like Guy Ladriel and I'm a chick. Why? I'm not. It's like, man, you saying I have resting bitch face? No, honey. I'm just saying you're nice. I mean, I don't know. It's ridiculous. But all it is now setting up, as I talked about before, here comes the shipping. This whole show, not whole show, but a large portion of it is all about making sure Guy Ladriel and Sauron bone. Whether she's pegging him or he's trying to put his limp dick in her, they are going to bone. And I can't wait for it. And the funny thing is, all the fake fan stans think that we hate this. Oh, no, go back in time. We were rooting for this last season because when they F, and you still haven't introduced Celeborn, and you still haven't introduced her daughter who marries Elrond, it's just going to make it all the more ridiculous that Sauron and Galadriel F'd. Stupid, but they're getting there. They're getting closer. We want this. It's going to break this thing even wider open. Just like Galadriel when she pegs Sauron. Anyway, when Celebrimbor comes back later on, he has another moment with Sauron where he's now freaking out. We broke the Dwarven rings. How did we break the Dwarven rings? It's impossible. We did everything the same. And Sauron, and he looks at Sauron and says, "Did you do anything?" He says, "No, we did." What? What you talking about, Willis? What I'm talking about is that we used deceit to make these rings, hiding the fact that he just tainted the goddamn mithril before he put it in there. We used deceit because you wrote the letter to Gil-galad saying the forges have been dismantled. So we did this under a shroud of darkness and shadow. That's why it's tainted. That's why the Dwarven lords are going to be cursed. That's why their greed is out of control. We have to stop. You know how we stop it? We make 9 rings of men. We make 9 rings for the men. Celebrimbor, scared out of his mind that things are going to rage out of control. First he thinks I need to confess. Then he says, wait a minute. No, I can't confess. Gil-galad will shut down the forge. He'll never let me make anything again. I'll never be able to make anything great again. So he's convinced. At the end of the episode, they're back, and now he's giving his pep talk to everybody. We're going to work 24/7, 25 hours a day. We're going to make sure that these rings are the perfect ever, because we're going to make the rest of Middle-earth great again with the 9 rings of men. And he's giving this speech, and everybody's going, oh, man, it's too much work. What are we going to do? And then as he walks away, all breaking down and shit, going, oh, my God, what am I going to do? I'm losing. My hands are shaking. I'm losing it. Sauron's going to go, hey, everybody, don't worry. Even though he's asking a lot of you, I'm here. I'm here for you. Don't worry. We're going to make everything okay. And that's kind of it. Commentary on this is that they're already jumping to the Rings of Men. Now, Jed, the Hollywood scholar, last week on Mordor Country, he said, they're going to do the 9 Rings of Men right away. And I said, no. They're going to tease that at the end of the season. They can't just stoop it in now. They only got 4 episodes left, now 3. And they still have the Siege of Eregion and whatever else happens after that. There's no way they're just going to go to the 9 Rings of Men. Well, Jed was right. 9 Rings of Men now. They're making it now. When none of the other kingdoms of men have been introduced at all. Okay? Except Numenor, who Sauron is deathly afraid of. Maybe you'd be afraid of them if they had stomped your ass like they did in the lore and took you prisoner, but then that's kind of what you wanted, so you could corrupt them. Oh, no, wait. None of that's happened. Sauron's in Eregion when he should be in Numenor right now. If we're doing the Numenor, I mean, he shouldn't be there. You know what I'm saying? If Numenor is being corrupted, Sauron should be there. But they're corrupting themselves all by themselves because they're men bad. So they're making the rings. I don't know. They might just have the 1 ring by the end of the season. He might be making the 1 ring at the very end. Who knows? Anywho, we get a little extra elf stuff in this, so I'm tacking it on right here. Early on, when they're talking about the letter, we had a cut to Gil-galad reading the letter and getting premonitions of stuff to come while one of his generals is pressuring him to have the armada set sail for Mordor. So he says, go ahead. And meanwhile, for some reason, last time we saw Femrond, almost Elrond, maybe Elrond one day, running, we thought he was running to Eregion. No. After Galadriel sacrificed herself at the end of last episode, he ran back to Lindon. And while he's running for half a second, for some reason, he's going to run faster, getting rid of his cloak. It's ridiculous. I'm running. Cloak off! Cloak off! Come on, Elrond Planeteers, let's go! And they are running back, and he's going to arrive in Lindon at the end of the episode and say, Galadriel was right! The orcs are marching on Eregion! We need to send our armies now, not to Mordor. We got to go to Eregion. Gil-galad goes, I've already sent the troops off. We're screwed. Can't do shit. We have to worry about Sauron, not Adar. Don't worry. Sauron's at the top of all this. Okay. Well, we cut to the orcs at Eregion, who are marching on the city. We get a shot of them. Remember, they went all the way other side of the continent from Mordor to Eregion overnight. They're there. They're there now. And they've got a prisoner in a cart. And they're pushing the cart. And the orc who just wants to live out his life peacefully with his family opens it up, and oh, look, it's Galadriel with her really stupid theme that plays for half a second. I gotta ask this question here, though. When we last left her, she was captured in armor, pants, and a shirt. She's wearing a dress now. So is Adar just carrying around dresses that fit Galadriel perfectly? I mean, why and how does she get that dress? She should be in her armor, but no, she's got to be in a dress because I guess they need to make her look feminine because Morfydd Clark's resting bitch face will never make any dick rise in the world. So they let her out, and the dude who wants his orc family to live a peaceful life puts his blade to Galadriel's neck, and Adar stops him. But then Galadriel, who, I'm going to remind you, I just said she was wearing armor and pants and a shirt. They clearly had to have her strip butt naked. Morfydd Clark's flat chest and flat ass were there for all the world to see. Yet somehow, she still managed to have a tiny little spike dagger hidden right here at the nape of the neck. Base of the neck. Base of the neck. And she takes Adar, I'm going to kill him. You let me go. She doesn't say that, but it's her actions that says it. And he goes, wait a minute. I want to talk a peace treaty. I want your help. We have a common enemy. And then episode's over. Fuck this show. That's another one in the books. Well, episode 5, really, what happened? People talked a lot. They member buried, like I said. Speak, friend, and enter. They screwed up the timelines. They screwed up events. People that should be in places to make things happen are not there. They're just rushing through making the rings. They're just going to rush through the timeline. The corruption for the Dwarven lords is going to be instantaneous. I wonder, are we going to see the Witch King of Angmar now? Or the man may be the Witch King of Angmar. Are we going to see that? I don't know. I do not know because this show doesn't know what it's doing. It's just throwing shit out there. It doesn't matter when and where, how it happened in the real lore. They're just going to make it happen. All to get us to a point where Galadriel and Sauron can bone. While queer baiting Celebrimbor and Sauron. Mind you, they are queer baiting the hell out of that shit. And it's never going to happen. Characters make no sense. Diza's all for the rings, then she's not for the rings. Durin tries to stop everything, but then takes the bribe to be prince again. Elrond needs to throw off his cape to run faster. And Galadriel somehow, even though she was probably stripped naked and given a dress to wear at some point, managed to still hide a tiny shiv in her dress at the base of her neck. This show is ridiculous and dumb, and it's only going to get dumb. We got 3 episodes left. 2 episodes are going to be a battle at Eregion. I don't know about Siege. The Siege lasted hundreds of years, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And now we're expected to just sit back and watch everything go quickly. Because remember, there are 2 or 3 other arcs going on that we didn't see this episode. Remember, we got the Stupids in Rune. We have Isildur and his plot armor. And also now then Legolas the Black is going to be somehow making his way up to join this shit. There is too much going on with 3 episodes left, and the time crunch they're trying to do, it makes no sense. Doesn't work. None of it works. You know what? Doesn't matter. Because every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, myself and my panel, my co-hosts, we will join each other. We will sit down and we will roast the ever-living crap out of the show for your entertainment. Join us Saturday for This Is Mordor Country. It's a good time. Trust us. Anyway, we're done here. Thank you for watching this review. Hit that like button. Subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.